What's up, everyone? My name is Jesse. This is the Auditorium. I react to video game music. And today is, I think this is the debut of Final Fantasy V. This is the final battle. And then after that, we're going to be hearing a version from Final Fantasy XIV, I guess. And it's just called Neo ExDeath's theme. These are from the channels Dude, Where Is My Spoon? And the Square Enix music channel, requested by Skylar and Jeremy. Thank you. Yeah, so before I get into this, I was like I looked through my whole catalog. I'm like, have I done 5? I don't think so. And I looked through my request list. I don't think I've done 5. I think this is my first time hearing 5. Unless you want to count Battle on the Big Bridge, which I think comes from 5. Please let me know. But otherwise, I've never heard anything else. I thought I did. I'm surprised. I was like, surely I've done everything Final Fantasy by now. But no. So I'm excited. You know, Nobuo Matsu and I'm guessing Soken over here. Anyone know? Who knows? The second one, by the way, is 14 minutes. So I'm sure I'm only going to hear like maybe 2 loops and then just kind of cut it. But I'm excited. Final Fantasy V. I have no idea. When I'm assuming this was SNES, PS1, something like that. Okay. Final Fantasy V. Don't know what to expect. I don't know what the vibe was here, what the sound was like. But let us begin with the final battle. We're going straight to the end. Probably spoilers here, so you've been warned. I'm guessing this background is fitting to something. Bass. I don't know if I want to watch the footage or not, but I'll look at it in my peripheral vision. Oh yeah, bass everywhere. Ooh. It's got those cool hi-hat things. A lot of emphasis on rhythm. Dun, 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 dun. There's a lot of just rhythmic things happening. Not just here, the whole song so far. Let's look at when this game was released. See, more rhythm stuff. 1992? Game is old. Super Famicom. Oh, I love that background of like the quick movingness. Really gives that like sense of urgency. Yeah, it definitely has a kind of stress-inducing sound. know what I hear? I hear like the beginnings of like the Black Mages. At some point during his young mind here, he's like, I should make a band. You can hear how well it would translate to it. Dude, the Square Enix music channel is actually really, really good. The fact that they upload it and they have like little graphics to go alongside with it and they fade it out. Bravo. Okay. So, that was sick. Okay, so Super Famicom. Oh god, I'm gonna sound dumb here, but I'm pretty sure. I always confuse this. I know it's one or the other. It's either the SNES, what it was known as in Japan, or the NES. I want to say it's SNES because that's Super in it. Let me know. 1992? Yeah, I don't know. It could be either or, I think, right? It's like the same era. I'm not sure about Nintendo, so let me know. Wow, 92. For some reason, I thought it was like much later. I guess it's because when I think of the 90s, I think of like FF7, which was 97. So I figured it'd be like 95 or something, you know? Maybe they just like spat them out every year or something, but I guess not. So it was yeah, that was cool. Like it was full of this energy that what I'm assuming is the final boss, but who knows really. Maybe he wasn't as ambitious then and didn't have like 4 or 5 parts to a song and this is just like the final song, or maybe this is just one part of a big segment, who knows. But you know, it reminded me of something. You know, it's funny hearing the older stuff. I seem to have started my Final Fantasy journey with kind of later games, and then now I've been hearing the older stuff, quote unquote, like your 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1s. Those I consider like the older ones. I don't know why, but they're all old. But you know, that's what I mean. Like I started kind of like with 7 and up. So it's weird that I hear songs first that came much later. In this case, this reminded me a little bit of Necron from Final Fantasy IX. I forgot what it's called. I forgot the name of the song, but that song, the final boss song. And mostly because, you know, first of all, it starts with that, like, but then later you get that little, you know, it's got those, it has a lot of, like, the flavor of this, you know? I feel like this was the catalyst to make the Necron song, which I can't remember its name, but it's not called Dark Cross. Maybe it is Dark Cross. No. I think Dark Cross was like another version. Either way, I reacted to it, and I played that game. But that one, you know that song. And so from the 2 songs I've heard now from 5, it's very early to say. I still have many other 5 requests, by the way. I feel like, I only heard 2 songs, mind you, but I feel like maybe this game, Nobuo Uematsu really experimented with percussion-like stuff and cymbals and hi-hats. Because Battle on the Big Bridge was kind of the same thing too. It had a little bit of that kind of gallopy, you know, there's kind of this upbeat thing. And I'm sure there's variety amongst the soundtrack, and these are just like battles. And, you know, this is the same kind of thing that happened with FF6. I started at the very end. The first song I heard from 6 was Dancing Mad, and kind of worked my way backwards. So, not counting Battle on the Big Bridge, because I don't even know when that plays in the game. I'm hearing the final song or final battle of 5, so I want to see how it compares to the rest of the soundtrack, which could be vastly different. And I'm wondering if these like side graphics have anything to do with what's happening on screen, or if that's just like a template for 5 in general. Like maybe that's just like the theme for 5 or something like that. Yeah, that was cool. The bass was kind of the main thing, but also the rhythm. There was a lot of percussive stops, stabs, changing of the groove of it all, kind of giving you this sort of like irregular heartbeat kind of sound. And then the bass was just all over it, just drenched in bass, which is great. And yeah, I don't know. I mean, for those that don't know, like bass is like one of my favorite things to hear in video game music. But Nobuo Uematsu has like a really cool way of using it, and some of the coolest songs. There's so many I can list, but we have like Under the Rotting Pizza. We have the Extreme, the 9 song, which I still can't remember what it's called, and what else? I mean, there's a lot. There's a lot. So it's cool to hear. That was really cool. Don't know who the boss's name. Although, if I had to guess, according to the 14 version, is it Neo ExDeath? That's a crazy name if that's a boss name. That is so edgy. Neo ExDeath. Well, anyways, 14. It's been a while since I've done 14. But 14, what I'm going to assume this is I just had something very recent with 6. I heard one of the Train songs, and then the Train version in 14. So now I'm doing it again here. So I'm guessing it's just going to be a 1-to-1 copy with modern instruments. And that's it. So if you've played 5, let me know how close this fight sequence is or what have you. But we are going into Neo ExDeath's theme. This one is not called the final battle, but I'm guessing it's the same thing. And I'm guessing it's Soken, but I really have no idea. Alright, let's go. Oh gosh, we have a floating surroundings. Oh, this footage is super clean. 60 FPS goodness. That's the same boss? It looked more like a two-headed dog or something. Dragon. Let me ask you, 14 fans, something. Is there any game in the series before 14 that 14 did not cover? Or did they do every game to an extent? Because I don't think I've heard anything from 7 and 14 that I know of. Oh, tentacles are out. This boss looks really cool. Like the fight, I mean. That's really cool looking. Look at all those effects. Okay. A lot more horns this time around. Oh, the bass is low. I can feel it, but I can't hear it that much. Organ, though. Well, here the life bar just says ExDeath, not Neo ExDeath. Some electric guitars back there. Dun, 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 dun. Da, 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 da. That's probably my favorite part of the song. Going back and forth from halftime to normal speed. Dun, 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 dun. That's a memorable melody. Right there you can hear the bass. I love the way the fight looks though. One of these days, when I finally get to them all, I would like to hear all the Final Fantasy final bosses in order, just to see how they progress. That'd be cool. I wonder how many I've heard. If this is 1, then that's 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. I don't know if 11 has one. I've heard like nothing from 12. Have I heard 13s? I have no idea. Maybe. Does 14 have one? Dun, 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 dun. I like this. It sounds cool. Oh, he's getting sucked in. I kind of want to watch the rest of the fight just to see how cool it looks. Oh, maybe the song changes? This could just be a long fight. Song already looped, but let's watch the fight. Ooh. Tearing a rift? Oh, that looks like the character in the... Ooh. Oh, that's Neo ExDeath. Oh, I'm glad I stuck around. Oh. That is crazy looking. Wow. No change in the song though. I guess it's just one thing all the way. Did they just die? Oh, it's got like a girl coming out of them, a wolf, a snake. Is this supposed to be some kind of mythos character? That is a wild looking character. Two girls. It's like I can't stop looking. I'm guessing every time that happens, they're dying. Or maybe not, I don't know. This is a very faithful version to the original. It's so odd how hearing songs that don't belong to 14 get remixed into 14. You can really hear the difference. You know, I can tell the difference in composition between Soken and Nobuo. Before I couldn't, now I can. What is going on over here? I'm just watching the fight at this point. So this one overall has like it's less experimental. It's very straightforward. The drums don't change much. It's more of just a constant groove. A lot of organ, which is cool. It fits, especially Nobuo Matsu. But the original has more of a more daring approach to it. It's still very good though. It just sounds a lot more loose. The original was very tight and, well, it's chiptune, but it was just very intricate. This one sounds more like a recorded live performance, even though it's not. It just sounds more open. Do I just keep hearing it? I kind of want to see how the fight goes. It's 4 more minutes. I don't know. I'll probably listen to like a little bit more and then just watch it on mute so I can see what happens. Alright. We're gonna fade out. Alright. I'll let it keep playing though. First time ever, never had something playing as I'm talking. It's very distracting. See how much it affects my actual thoughts. They're getting destroyed every time. Okay. Well, as per usual, I don't like to be like, well, pick favorites and all that. They're 2 totally different songs, years apart. In this case, 92 to what I'm guessing is, oh god. I'm going to assume this was released sometime between 2017 to 2021, something like that. So a while has passed between both songs. And the original was so, well, like I said, they're 2 different things. So it's like apples to oranges. But I'm just saying, as a first time listen, the things that stuck out to me in the first one were kind of all taken away in this version. Whereas the first one was really tight, intricate, rhythmic stops everywhere, and you kind of felt like the song had more of a punch to it. More stress-inducing, you know, a lot of just crazy sounds. And then this one, like I said, nothing bad against it, nothing negative at all, actually. I quite enjoyed it. I liked because from what it seems like to me, and I'm pretty sure this is the case, I can almost guarantee Soken was a fan of Nobuo growing up, and you know they're aware of his composition styles and everything. So adding the organs and adding like horn sections is like how they probably heard it in their head growing up. So in that way, it's very cool. I try to imagine it that way, like it's come full circle, and maybe Soken is, you know, giving his flowers type of thing to Nobuo Uematsu. So it's really cool. But it is interesting how I was thinking that lately, and I don't ever want to call myself an expert because I'm not, but I've now been hearing 14 songs for a while. And before, if you told me that I could start to hear the differences between composers, I would say never. Like, that's crazy, but I really can. Soken has a I don't know the word here, but I say Nobuo Uematsu overall has more of a melodic presence and prog, a lot of stuff that gets stuck in your head. Very easy melodies to hum to and whistle. Where Soken is kind of like jack of all trades, can do a lot of stuff. I've heard the orchestral stuff, the rock stuff, the oh god, I forget his band's name. It's Primals, right? Primals. Also, there was the Black Mages, so it's like kind of like following in his footsteps type of thing. It's really cool to see and hear, but also the sheer amount of music he's put out is unbelievable to me. I forgot how many songs. People always tell me like different things, like, oh, he's written like blah 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 songs, and yeah, I see it and I hear it, and that's a huge respect, man. Like, that's crazy, and that's one game. But one thing I forgot to mention about the original, which I should mention right now, and it's the thing I was thinking the most, so I'm actually kind of upset I forgot about it until right now. But when I was hearing the first one, I couldn't, the original, sorry, I couldn't help but think, this is my only first time I'm going to have this, so I have to experience this the best I can as if it were happening to me in 1992. And that's when that song got a little like whoa to me. I was really trying to envision being a kid in that era, you know, like the demographic for the game, or anyone really who just experienced it in 1982. Hearing that song must have truly sounded very ahead of its time. I was very young in 1992, but I can't imagine that. I don't think I've heard many video game songs from 1992 that were doing that kind of stuff. Maybe, but not a lot. Not a lot. That would be my safe assumption. And it really made me think, I'm like, damn, that sounded real. It sounds good now. Imagine then. You know, imagine then. And that's crazy to think about. So, and then coming back to 14, I think it's really cool. Like I said, I've heard 14 described as like a Disneyland for Final Fantasy fans. So I'm sure this game has introduced millions of people to the other games. You know, maybe they just wanted to try an MMO, but in the process discovered all the other Final Fantasies beforehand, and, you know, grew an appreciation from it like that, which is pretty cool. You know, it's generations upon generations that have loved this series. I've always heard of Final Fantasy growing up. I just never gave it a chance. And here I am, like, experiencing it in my third decade, and it's some of the coolest music I've ever heard. And there's a lot on this channel, and still one of my most popular series of like requests. Out of all my requests I have, I would say, I don't know the actual first place, but I would say that Final Fantasy, Persona, and I don't know what else, but those two are like, but especially Final Fantasy definitely has the most, like, a lot of requests from all the games. So there's probably a good reason for that, you know? It's probably a good reason. Anyways, really like this rendition of it. I really like the fight, which looked amazing, by the way. Like the character design and everything, that was really cool. I'm guessing Neo ExDeath is the evolved version. kind of interesting that they didn't make like a phase 2 or something, or knowing my luck, there was like a second part to the song and I just didn't hear it in this video. So let me know if there's more to it. Or oh, and the other question I asked earlier, just curious, like I said, is there any game that they didn't really ever touch upon? Because I feel like I've heard a lot of things and seen a lot of things, but I don't think I've ever seen anything like 7 related. I think recently they just did some like 11 integration, so I don't know. I'm talking a lot, but anyways. The 14 fans always come, so I always have to, provide. But also a debut for 5, which kinda, if you want to count Battle of the Big Bridge. But yeah, cool, interesting. It's interesting hearing something brand new and something 2 decades later that was made to honor it. Video game music. Thank you, Skylar. Thank you, Jeremy. Thank you, 14 fans. Thank you, 5 fans, Final Fantasy fans, video game music fans. Thank you to all my patrons. I could not be here without them. Thanks to you for watching. Have a good night.